Warren Delano ran the operation from 1833 to 1846, 13 years of opium smuggling. He returned to America a very wealthy man. How wealthy? Rich enough to build a 40-room mansion in Newburgh, New York. Rich enough to send his children to the best schools. Rich enough that when he lost money in the Panic of 1857, he could go back to China, make another fortune in opium, and return even wealthier. His daughter, Sarah Delano, married James Roosevelt. Their son was Franklin Delano Roosevelt. FDR grew up in wealth, private tutors, Harvard, political connections, all funded by opium money. And here's the kicker. In 1935, while FDR was president, he signed the first federal laws strictly controlling drugs, the Marijuana Tax Act precursor and expansion of narcotic controls. The man whose family fortune came from selling drugs to Chinese people spent his presidency criminalizing drugs for Americans. The irony is thick. Now let's look at the Astors. John Jacob Astor. At one point, the richest man in America. His wealth built the Waldorf Astoria Hotel, funded libraries, created a dynasty. Where did the money come from? Furs, right? That's the story. He traded furs, true. But that's not where the real money came from. Opium. John Jacob Astor's ships sailed to China starting in 1800. His ship, the Macedonian, made regular opium runs. Astor didn't just trade furs for Chinese goods. He traded Turkish opium for Chinese silver, then used that silver to buy furs, tea, and silk. The opium trade was the profitable leg that made everything else work. By 1840, Astor was worth $20 million. That's $500 million in today's money, most of it from opium profits. His great-grandson, John Jacob Astor IV, died on the Titanic as one of the richest men in the world. That wealth, built on opium? The Astor family name is on libraries, museums, university buildings, all of it funded by drug money from China. The Forbes family, yes, that Forbes. Malcolm Forbes, the magazine publisher billionaire, his family fortune started in China. The Forbes family of Boston sent ships to China in the early 1800s. Robert Bennett Forbes and his brother John Murray Forbes were major opium traders. They worked with Russell and Company, the same firm Warren Delano worked for. Robert Forbes captained clipper ships that carried opium. John Forbes invested the profits into railroads and became one of the wealthiest men in Boston. Their descendants used that wealth to start Forbes magazine. The family became American aristocracy, and it all started with opium. John Murray Forbes is celebrated in Boston as a great businessman and philanthropist. There are statues of him, buildings named after him. No one mentions the opium. It's been scrubbed from the official history. The Perkins family, Thomas Handesett Perkins. T.H. Perkins, as he was known in Boston. One of the wealthiest men in New England in the 1800s. Funded hospitals, asylums, schools. How did he make his money? Opium. Perkins was a founding partner of Perkins and Company, which later merged with Russell and Company. He ran opium from Turkey and India into China for decades, made millions, then retired to Boston and became a respected philanthropist. Yale University's Perkins Fellowship, named after the family, funded by opium money. The Perkins School for the Blind in Boston, opium money. Thomas Perkins is remembered as a great man. The opium part is a footnote, if mentioned at all. The Russell family. Samuel Russell founded Russell and Company in 1823. It became the dominant American opium trading firm in China. Russell made an enormous fortune. Retired to Connecticut, and in 1832, his cousin William Huntington Russell co-founded Skull and Bones at Yale University. Skull and Bones, the secret society that has produced presidents, Supreme Court justices, CIA directors, George H.W. Bush, George W. Bush, John Kerry, all bonesmen. The Russell family fortune that helped establish Yale's most powerful secret society came from opium. Samuel Russell's money also helped fund the Russell Trust, which still funds Skull and Bones operations today. The most powerful secret society in America was built on Chinese opium money. The Cabot family, Boston Brahmins, old money, respected. Their wealth came from trading with China in the early 1800s. Guess what they traded? Opium. The Cabot family name is everywhere in Boston. Cabot House at Harvard, streets named Cabot, but the opium connection is never mentioned. The Lowe family, Abiel Abbott Lowe, another prominent opium trader, ran clipper ships to China, made millions. His son, Seth Lowe, became president of Columbia University and mayor of New York City. The family donated money to build Lowe Memorial Library at Columbia. Opium money built an Ivy League library. Here's the pattern. American families go to China in the early 1800s. They work for opium trading firms or start their own. They make enormous fortunes smuggling opium. They return to America. They invest in railroads, real estate, and legitimate businesses. They become respectable. They fund universities, museums, libraries, and hospitals. They erase the opium connection from their family histories. Their descendants become American aristocracy, and no one talks about where the money came from. This wasn't small scale. By the 1830s, American firms controlled about 10% of the opium flowing into China. British firms controlled most of the rest, but Americans were significant players. Russell and Company alone shipped thousands of chests of opium annually. Each chest contained about 140 pounds, thousands of pounds of opium. Year after year, the scale was industrial, and the profits were massive. A single successful opium voyage could return 400 to 500% profit. Ship captain
This your Akim Drillazil, back with another quick lesson. You could tell by this opening clip is, woe unto him that giveth his neighbor drink. And see this lifestyle, these especially these Negroes, pretty much adopted. They think they came up with it, man. They think they came up with this this lifestyle, man. Being a dope boy, being a gangster, that's a major characteristic among the so-called Negroes, man. Latinos and Native Americans, but mainly these niggas, man. That's one of the characteristics, which is a negative one, a destructive one, a wicked one altogether. Cleave on to, man. And you can tell by the opening clip, the original dope boys with these Edomites, man. They named these families, man. I'm not gonna go into it. You saw at the beginning of the clip, they named numerous families that, for one, Forbes. They ran opium, man. They're multi-billionaires now, and they're multi-millionaires / billionaires, and they started their how they gained their millions was by running drugs, man. And now today they're looked at, them families, these Edomite families that ran these drugs are looked at today as like role models, man. People to admire, to be like, acting like they're, the epitome of integrity and honesty, man. These jokers are hypocrites, man. Drug runners, but then they'll turn around and force you, they bring the drugs into the country, bringing it to your community. Like I did a video some time ago, some weeks ago, that there's a college that pretty much, they the one that came up with crack cocaine before these niggas even heard of the word crack cocaine. I think it was UCL, UCL or something like that. One of them, I may be pronouncing the UCLA or something like that. I may be pronouncing it wrong, but I did it. It was a couple weeks ago. But it was a college, they admitted that they're the ones that came up with crack cocaine, man. And these niggas think that's something they came up with. That's their drug, man. These Edomites, man, that's dumb. This whole the world is in a shape because people are following in a vibration of the wicked, man. Pursuant to Job 9:24, the earth was given into the hand of the wicked. So the root of this wickedness, man, everything goes back to who this devil, man. But they the original dope boys, drug runners, and all y'all niggas are doing it, trying to mimic the best, man. They the best at it. They the one created this, man. This gang mentality, gangs, drive-bys, they were doing drive-bys when they had the Tommy gun while y'all niggas was being persecuted, man. During the Jim Crow era, you sit here, Jim Crow law. They was out there doing goddamn drive-bys with Tommy guns and shit. Now y'all niggas acting like y'all some original gangsters, man. Y'all mimicking these jokers, man. Dope boys, y'all mimicking these jokers, man. They got it. This is what they created, man. I'm just going to the precept, just the book of Habakkuk 2 and 15. It says, woe unto him that giveth his neighbor drink, that putteth thy bottle to him, and maketh him drink it. So like it, and maketh him drunken, also that thou mayest look on their nakedness. Let's read the Living Translation. Says, what sorrow awaits you who make your neighbor drunk? You force your cup on them so you can gloat over their shameful nakedness, man. So that's what this devil did. He gave you people, these Negroes, man, 2/3, this lifestyle, and then he points the finger at you, man. You know, he stripped you from who you are, name, nationality, tongue, religion, customs. Now you got like a clean slate. Now you don't know where to go. So the only thing you're doing is mimicking him, you know. And then when it comes to negativity, he creates it, but then he makes it negative, and then he blames you. Well, he was the creator of it, man. See, that's how that devil is, man. I'm gonna go to another precept. I don't mean to make this lesson too long. Let's go into Job 20 and 5. That's what I point at. It says that the triumphing of the wicked is short, and the joy of the hypocrite but for a moment, man. So these devils are living off the high horse, you know, doing that wicked act that they're doing, you know, pushing opioid, making millions. Now they became franchises. Just like I said, Forbes, there's numerous of them. Forbes, one of them. Like everybody heard of the Forbes magazine, how they originally got their millions do what? Running opioids. Now, they so-called legitimate people now, right? And these niggas think that that's what they was doing. Like they originated for some shit like that. Or they're the pioneers or some OG, man. Man, these niggas lost, man. These devils are the epitome of all this wickedness, man. If it weren't for these neighborhoods getting shot up, it weren't for these these devils. They don't want to manufacturing these instruments of death, mass producing it, man, every day, man. Let's read another precept. Job, same book, 27 and 8. It says, for what is the hope of the hypocrite, though he have gained when Yahweh take away his soul? So yeah, man, so this devil pretty much gained the earth, man, and everything in it, pretty much, for the most part. But what is all this when Yahweh come and visit him, man? That doesn't mean nothing, man, because the joy, this triumphant that these devils are doing it is a mere moment in a time that the Israelites, man, the time that Lord willing, we're part of that number that we're gonna have, man. You know, the elect, start with the elect first and foremost. Lord willing, we're part of that number, man. They're gonna have eternal life, man. So this, the reign of Esau, Edom, that we're enduring right now, it's a moment in comparison to how long we're going to be reigning, man. We're going to be reigning forever in the kingdom of heaven, man. I'll read that again. I'll read the New Living Translation. It says, Job 27 and 8, it says, for what hope do the godless have when Yahweh cuts them off and take away their life, man? Yeah, so these jokers, these Edomites, man, they don't have no hope at all, man. They're done. So this is why they're able to do the things they're doing, because the Lord had gave this wicked nation their set measure, man. And I'm going to end it off there, man. I hope the body was edified. Till next time, I want to give all praise to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, By Hashem Wakakodash. Again, this your argument, Julazil. Lord willing, I'll be back with another lesson. Till next time, Shalom, Wakatham, and the Barber Ball. Shalom.